Cloverdale Meats has been in food service for more than 90 years. If you're chomping on a Mariners dog at Seattle's Major League Baseball stadium, this is where it started. TJ here is the CEO and big boss at Cloverdale. What are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at lean beef. This is a 90% lean beef trimmings. That's going to be the main component in our all beef hot dogs, and that's what we're doing today.
The trimmings that we're using for the lean stuff, this looks like good stuff. Like I could maybe marinate it and throw it on the grill.
These come from a couple of the domestic packers out of the Midwest, domestic beef packers, that is. If you were to take this whole bin, this whole combo, and weigh it up, grind it, you would come up with about 90% lean meat.
And this can be trimmings from any part of the cow, right? Like we've got some shank meat, shoulder meat.
A little more shoulder meat over here.
Traditionally, hot dogs are a blend of beef and pork. But even with an all-beef dog, you need more than just lean meat. This is very important when it comes to making a hot dog. This is fat trimmings. We've already seen the lean trimmings, but the fat is gonna add flavor and texture to our hot dog. Now the next step is to grind up this fat so it can be easily blended with the lean. Why aren't we just dumping it right into the grinder? This table is another chance for whoever's working here to inspect this, looking for bones or anything that's out of the ordinary that we don't want in our hot dog. Okay, this batch is done. Time to start blending. One batch makes 40,000 hot dogs, and Cloverdale's recipe calls for something a little chilling. Woo! Well, that's easy. Look, I don't even need my paddle for the ice.
Your paddle is useless.
Yeah. I might as well just leave it there. Why do we add the ice in?
We like to get our trimmings cooled down to under 30 degrees. We think we get a little more extraction out of it. We get a little bit better bind.
This is their secret spice mix. This is what differentiates the flavor of a Cloverdale hot dog from anyone else.
Absolutely.
It smells good.
Grandpa's secret recipe.
I got a whole mouth. I got a whole lungful. Here comes the fat. This is the 50% beef, right? Now here I need my scoop, right?
Now you got to go to work. Come on, daylight's burning.
I feel like we need to make this about, like 5 inches longer and my belly 5 inches smaller. And now a sack full of a condiment you thought only topped your dog. Ground mustard. This is a must-have when making hot dogs. Not just on the hot dog, in the hot dog, right?
It's all in there, baby.
If we stuff this mixture in a casing now, we'd have something more like a sausage. To be a hot dog, the lean meat and fat need to be ground into a pasty texture. That way, when we cook it and remove the casing, it'll keep its shape. This is where the emulsifier comes in.
It's like a meat grinder on steroids.
Emulsifying is basically blending two things together that don't want to be blended together. In this case, lean meat and fat. Imagine a hypercharged food processor, and that's what we've got. Now this is the inside of our hot dog. You can see it's nice and smooth, it's got a little tack, and it's headed up this elevator into a storage bin and off the casing. In the 40s, this machine called the Frank-A-Matic changed sausage production forever. It stuffs, twists, and hangs 300 links a minute. Then they're off to the smoker. Don't let the blue jacket throw you. It'll come into play later. This is just part of our batch of 40,000 hot dogs, and they're headed in here for a 90-minute smoke bath, right?
You bet.
What's going to happen in here over the next 90 minutes?
We're going to bring fresh air in and smoke, and we're going to be constantly bringing air in and out, in and out.
That does more than just cook it, right? It imparts big flavor.
Absolutely, yep.
Imagine each of those on a bun in a baseball stadium. And while the dogs cook, I get a wardrobe change. As we move across the plant from the raw side into the cooked side, we're gonna change our jackets. The red side shows the raw and the blue side shows the cooked. It's just another safeguard against cross-contamination. After an hour and a half in the smoker and a nice long shower, we're ready to get these babies undressed.
This is a skinner, some guys call it a peeler. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be dropping hot dogs onto the tray here, feeding them into the tube, and that's gonna suck them through. These wheels are gonna advance the hot dog And then we're gonna add the knife. Now you can see here that the knife is very small.
That's the blade that's gonna split them all open?
That's the blade,
wow,
yep.
Okay. So it's hardly enough to hold up a bank with.
It's just enough to open up that casing, and then we're gonna blow it open.
Hard to believe this itty-bitty blade, hardly the width of a piece of paper, will undress up to 1,000 dogs a minute. I gotta see that.
Pitch it in here, honey. Give me your fastball. There you go.
I'm inspecting my wieners. Wiener, just one. You can see the crimp here at the end where the cellulose was twisted to make the link. This is where that blue color comes into play. Before the dogs are packed, workers double check that the automatic peeler has done its job. The blue color makes any leftover casing easier to spot. At this point, the hot dogs are fully cooked. They're still a little cold. Oh yeah, good and beefy. Great spicy taste. This is delicious. I gotta get it on a grill though. We've got our hot dog. Now no one's exactly sure where the term hot dog came from, but we've got a few ideas. The Germans used to call Frankfurters Dachshunds, or little dogs, and it was the first hot food ever served at baseball games. So a hot food that looks like a little dog. Sounds good to me, hot dog.